Carolina. Looking forward to the weekend and March Madness. Watched some great basketball games last night.
All right. Yeah, there were some good games. Today's topic's the silent wealth killer, how debt is destroying opportunity in today's economy. Why is debt more dangerous today than it was a few years ago?
Well, Neil, because of the environmental changes, interest rates are higher, payments are larger, and refinancing isn't so easy. What used to feel very manageable is now quietly draining cash flow every single month of increased expenses, increased fuel cost, you name it. It's just increasing. But they're going to get a hold on this pretty soon.
Why do so many successful people underestimate the impact of their debt?
Because they look at the payment, not the total cost. They think, I can afford it, instead of asking, what does this actually cost me over time? This is where debt becomes invisible and very expensive. I call it the effective interest cost you're paying on the money that you borrow.
How does debt limit opportunity? How does debt limit opportunity for business owners?
Well, the number one thing, debt ties up cash. So when opportunities show up, investing, expanding, hiring, acquiring, you can't move fast. The people with less debt have more options. That's the real advantage. You've got to have availability of funds to do any of these things.
What's the difference between manageable debt and strategic debt?
Well, manageable debt is just something that you can afford to carry. Strategic debt is debt that actually creates leverage or return. Most people think their debt is strategic, but in reality, it's just sitting there costing them money. There's different ways of there's good debt and there's bad debt, but you got to realize which ones is costing you more money.
How are higher interest rates making this problem worse?
Well, obviously they increase the cost of everything. Credit cards, lines of credit, business loans, all more expensive. So now the same debt is taking more cash flow, which means less flexibility and more pressure. People need to understand about effective interest costs, Neil. And a quick example, this gentleman had a 2.75% mortgage. And I asked him, I said, what's your effective interest cost? He said, well, I don't know. I said, send this out. Do this report and get back with me. I said, he had all his debts. He wanted to come debt free. I said, you got $461,000 in debt. That's not your problem. The problem is the 49.76 effective interest cost you're paying on that 2.75% mortgage. And he said, Alan, how's that possible? I said, because it's not going to get down to the 2.75 until the last couple months of the mortgage. People, Neil, do not understand that they got credit cards. They're anywhere from 80 to over 95% effective interest cost. And basically, that's all you're doing is paying interest.
What's the real long-term cost of carrying debt?
It's just not the interest. It's the lost opportunity. Money going to debt isn't going forward towards investing, growing, or building wealth. That's the silent part. People don't see what they're missing. And when they do, they kick themselves in the rear end.
All right. The last question I have is, what's the first step someone should take if they realize debt is holding them back?
Well, stop looking at it as normal. There's a lot of people out there that are debt free. Anybody can come debt free. They've got to have a plan. And you've got to, if you got one, you got to clear it up, because you have to eliminate or reposition everything that you're doing so you get rid of that debt.
All right. And you don't charge for your consultations, Alan, and people can contact you at any time, right?
No, I'm very, very passionate about what I do, because I want to teach people to think outside the box, conventional financial planning. And I don't charge. It's all educational. And people can call me at 910-551-1046. Go to my website, which has an appointment link in there, but that's www.strategicwealthstrategies.com. I have a plethora of information in there. And also, you can always email me at strategicwealth0 @gmail.com.